The Union Jack. How the mighty have fallen. I know I am quite late on this video. It has already been talked about to death, so I will not bother you with too much details. I will just talk about the gist of it and get straight to the point with my commentary. Some of you may have heard of the Online Safety Act, initially passed in the United Kingdom. It is a law that enforces age verification for every social media website possible against British citizens in order to protect children and teenagers from illegal and dangerous contents. This is mainly due to terribly unmoderated sites like Kik, TikTok, and Roblox allowing minors to engage in toxic and extreme actions for sport and clout, which has sometimes resulted in serious injury or death. Also, there has been a lot of sexual activity on sites, particularly like TikTok, and of course financial predation from companies like our favorite evil company, Epic Games. Advertising gambleware and other predatory monetization products to minors on Fortnite. You can read more on the law via the sources. The true purpose of this video is to discuss the problem with YouTube's new age verification system powered by algorithmic artificial intelligence, or AI, that now exists thanks to this terribly abusive, British tyrannical law that in reality just uses children and teens as a mere excuse to subjugate the freedom of speech, assembly, and creativity of adults nationwide. It is a great thing I do not live in the Anglo-Saxon land of the Union Jack right now. Except now, rumors suggest it has already made it to the United States as well, as Donald Trump is passing it into law as I speak. Even if not, the UK version already indirectly impacts the rest of the world due to corporate pressure, hence the American company YouTube passing this stupid new band-aid system. According to the new AAI Age system, any account that is suspected of being age-spoofed by a minor will be forcefully switched into a children's mode. This means personalized ads are disabled, who cares about that, and age-restricted videos are inaccessible. To bypass it, you must either submit your identification, such as a driver's license, or your credit card. I don't know about you, but I refuse to ever trust this terrible service and mega corporation my credential information. The same company that is very predatory with our personal info, banning users by spying on your data, think you are harboring child sexual abusive material, bans your account, calls the police on you, at least if your address is available and accurate on record, or even if it's digitally logged by your nearest location, and even after the authorities verify that you are not some pedophile, they still refuse to unban your account. Just to name an example of what Google is capable of doing. From my user posts, comments, and even a few of my videos, I have never respected this terrible service for a long time. Their horrific actions are precisely the reason I have a Rumble account. I also made an Odysee account, but I honestly would prefer not to bother with it anymore. Those idiots from LRBY, now owned by Forward Research, don't know how to properly run a video site, and I am honestly tired of trying to reason with them against their aggressive anti-cooperation with syncing content via YouTube and forcing users to invest in their bloated crypto shitcoin system just to upload videos. I wanted this site to succeed, but now it's become clear the devs don't truly care about genuine success and growing an audience. Odysee is a laughingstock and a pathetic, fucking joke. Until they toss away both their LRBY slop coin and their new AR/Wonder slop coin systems, for just a regular, normal system, with fiat money support, it should be avoided at all costs. I cannot trust that platform anymore. Now what about the other YouTubers? This new age verification system is already affecting some of us and has kiddy-locked some prominent accounts. Some of which frankly are bad YouTubers who deserve it, and others who are fair or good ones who do not. There were already a slew of YouTubers who ranted a fit, usually on Twitter, or X if you prefer, about the system prior to its arrival on August 13th, bragging that they are done with YouTube. I'm moving to a different video hosting site. And they were just flooding the X tweets with so much ranting and raving. Many so-called normies who were already too over-reliant on the service's broken, biased, and rigged monetization system. I would just tell you right now. Every single one of these pathetic losers will never be leaving YouTube. Every last one. They are lying to themselves, each other, their audience, and you. They are just full of fucking shit. If they truly wanted to leave, they would have left a long time. They already knew how toxic and terrible this service has been since 2015, when they stripped us all of our partnership was once granted easily through simple verification, reclassified into a requirement to somehow garner 40k concurrent views and 1k subscribers, or whatever the requirement was. I honestly forgot and stopped caring at this point because I hate their monetization system and refuse to qualify for it. I don't want their dirty money anymore, yet even when a new alternative like Rumble has finally arrived and become powerful enough to actually compete with the once indomitable monopoly that gradually stopped being a platform and became a rigged service, YouTubers were still far too lazy and far too stupid to just move to the newer platform. Some of them even dared to cry foul at the old platform, defaming it as some conservative hate-filled service. People stopped using rationality and fact verification and started spreading radically unfounded rumors and hate speech about a service they never even set foot on nor understand how to fucking use. Brainlets on the official server of Revolt, what was supposed to be an alternative messenger platform to Discord, would gleefully libel Rumble in such disingenuous manner, with one of them going so far as to prove to the community how much of a pathetic lowlife she truly is, discredit my video on the Wokat controversy, and gloating all sorts of dishonest statements about the situation and why many have rightfully abandoned Godot in favor of Revolt, Blazium, or just fucking Godot to make their own engine instead, like I have. With, of course, zero evidence to even back any of our points. Just another stupid subhuman spreading lies, and every idiot just listens and believes. Because it's cool to be a dumb fuck nowadays. Apparently intelligence, rationality, and common sense is for losers. And don't even get me started with the fuckwits piss-poor grammar skills. For every dime some fuckers like Jennifer calls me a quote-unquote bro. Yeah, well, I'm not your fucking brother, you stupid cunt. You're not my damn sister. So why don't you just shut the fuck up even talking to me from now on? I once gave Revolt a chance, but after those toxic displays and hypocritical bigotry from the moderation team over there, I would no longer recommend it. It is an awkward cesspit that can barely even accrue any more users. It is mostly a nothing burger, and I regret ever coming to that stupid service and creating a server for it. Since I still cannot trust Discord and return to it, I will keep my existing server on Revolt, and if you wish to join it, feel free to. Many other servers are woke slop, but this is at least the sole exception. It is apolitical and neutral. No political sides to take. I don't even care whether you are anti-woke or woke, as long as you don't pervert the community with your politics or hateful rhetoric and respect others, you are welcome. Anyways, Rumble already has everything a YouTuber can use to financially survive on the platform. Even monetization support. There is no reason to hold back and avoid it. Sure, it is unfortunately conservative focused rather than centrist and libertarian like Odysee, but at least it's not crypto bloated and the community still respects you and leaves you alone so long as you are not some annoying China type troll looking to gaslight, hateful woke bigot looking to bully, or some e-girl thought looking to predate on men and boys for her stupid OnlyFans scam. If you are unwilling to move away from YouTuber now while you still can, then you have absolutely no excuse at all to cry and complain about any of the evil actions YouTube and Google are committing against. I don't want to hear it. You don't get to complain when you are still willing to stay with your abusive partner when there is still an obvious way to escape. If you are not willing to save yourself from any more of their tyranny, why are you even bitching about it at all? They have treated you like subhumans for decades. Yet no matter what YouTube does, you will still stick around and kiss their ass, or even go as far as toss the salad with them. You don't even really care about this age verification system. You idiots just want to complain for the sake of it, crack crocodile tears in your beds, go to sleep, wake up, than continue using YouTube like it was nothing but a bad dream. None of you people will ever leave YouTube. You're just all talk. Some of you are just ranting to put on a show for your audience and pretend to care about the situation, just like with the worst, most blatantly obvious console scam in gaming history, the Nintendo Switch 2. Many of you cried and raged a fit about its greedy, fraudulent, malicious practices, the approximately $80 rip-off prices, paid demo releases, games that are not always complete and available on the cartridges, some even fractured from physical access, forcing digital downloads, or at least so was the case, a poor control design, underwhelming progress, or regression in decorated franchises. The list goes on. Nintendo had the chance to turn the tide of the worst gaming generation in history and make a real console that does not scam customers, but instead they decided to compete to be even worse of a scammer than Microsoft and Sony are. Yet so many of you fucking dumbass still bought the console after launch. Every single one of you crybabies still wasted over $449 on a literal scam box. All of you whom were stupid enough to do this are an embarrassment. You are each a shameful display and excuse of a YouTuber, a disgrace and a traitor to yourself and your audience. People like Mutaha, aka some ordinary gamer, who was once a respectable creator, is now among the most hypocritical, fat fucking loser, grifters pretending to care about ethics. Not to mention, he is also part of the laughingstock clan of clowns that are Gamergate 2. He is one of their highest ranking officers. If there is one thing I learned, perhaps the hard if not medium way, about YouTubers, it is that most of the time, almost of none of them can be trusted. All of these so-called heroes and heroines of the internet who pretend to care for the underdog nobody individual internet user. When time comes to truly test them, to help people desperately in need of their aid and services, instead of delivering as they vowed, they instead decide to disappoint and forsake. The modern world is in a terrible state of disorder, riddled with imposters shilling their games into modding communities to cheat success and disrespect the creations of true modifications, with bands of brain-dead shills, whom are usually woke zealots, to support them and discourage real veteran modders criticizing their efforts. Some of them will even commercialize their games or mods, be it in cash, cryptocurrency metadata, or both, all with impunity. Battle for Middle-earth, the Starfield paid mods, blatant scams, and now probably Fallout, Bakersfield, an upcoming indie game, disguising itself as a mod that, according to rumors of its own developers and fans, is going to release as a standalone game. We already have users experienced in modding culture and criticizing dirty modders and game devs like YouTubers, Icarus Slaves, and Sid Alpha. Instead, the former refuses to even respond to my cries for help, and the latter chose to not only neglect my distress call for help, but also demonstrated in voice chat how little he even cared about withholding ethics and integrity in the gaming or modding worlds. The very YouTubers whom we trusted for help in matters that they are strongly specialized in, have proven to be the most useless assholes. This is what finally drove me to take matters into my own hands and just make a video about the modding situation myself, which eventually led to me making more videos on other social situations like the scammer impunity dominating and plaguing the Unreal Engine freelance scene, and now this nightmare surrounding the Online Safety Act and the faint claims that YouTubers will abandon YouTube. In the 2010s, I never thought I was ever cut out for this shit. I am not usually an information critic. Yes, I have a talkative past, and I am prone to tangent for very long in conversations, but I never truly enjoyed them. In fact, I hated it, but I just can't even help it. That is why many of my videos and articles are frequently strictly and heavily scripted by myself. Manually, of course, not using writing GI tools, so calm down ethics zealots. The only reason I did it and still do it is out of necessity. I am often forced by circumstance to do what I honestly at most hate or at least disdain, and videos like this are no exception. I have to do this because the people who are supposed to protect us either simply refuse to or no longer exist. Most of the YouTubers far more specialized in criticism and refutations are gone, for better or worse. The so-called debating legends of the 2010s have either got suspended by YouTube, quit and deleted their accounts, or dropped their flags and went their own way, for better or worse. Practically all of the centrists or skeptics no longer exist. What few exist have very likely went rogue traitor. Like Sagan of Akkad, a former centrist, now a white supremacist apparently. Mundane Matt, a former so-called egalitarian, now a lip-third grifter. Shoe Head, a former MRA ally, now a censorious and ironically misandric, hypocritical, trad pretending to be a quoted feminist. And Just a Robot, a former skeptic, now an incel who cooks for the subfemale hippie creep, Cinebear03. Even that ancient controversial online group, the MGTOW, the original philosophers of the Red Pill, not those pickup artist manosphere imposters who co-opted and perverted it into some pickup art guru scam, are literally digital, obscure history. I have come to terms with myself that I am destined to make videos as necessary to commentate on situations that are important to discuss, sometimes regardless how late I am to the hype time period whence it is hot enough to discuss it and reach a larger audience who may care enough to watch my video. This is probably rarely going to be achievable for me, as despite leaving the gaming industry and no longer slave driving hard to make ends meet with finances from scummy clients in unreal source, I still don't often have the time to make so many videos, especially this year. For one, I had a lot of family matters that got in the way of the time to prepare writing scripts for these videos, especially my father's funeral, which particularly complicated matters. For another, I am still working on indie games for my own business establishment, with at least 2 commercial games I have prioritized with, plus 1 commercial game for a friend's studio that has a much better chance of financially profiting than my own games. Regardless, even if I miss that time window, at least the video is on digital record, so others can find it and eventually watch it whenever necessary. And if it's still a nothing burger with nearly no views, so be it. That will not stop me from making more. I will always speak my mind, my opinions, and preferably the truth whenever possible. Sometimes it's better to be late than never. Finally, to the YouTubers, big, medium, or small, who have a problem with my aggressive, heated rant, to the extremely likely chance that none of you will ever even try to prove your bluff. Prove me wrong. That is all I want to see from you. Until then. Until I see the lot of you leave YouTube in droves for some odd site. Rambo, Odysee, if you really want to, Vanillo, Glumbo, or whatever you prefer. Don't even dare lie to me or others again that you are quitting YouTube for good. Just shut the fuck up about it, and go back to shilling for YouTube, Google, and Alphabet like the financially desperately weaklings you all are. As for the rest of you humans, hopefully with spines and brain cells, state your feedback in the comments.